Play of the moment of the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It was last night.
Yeah, it was.
Baltimore Ravens scored a touchdown. Derrick Henry's back in there. Guy in the crowd swipes. D-Hop catches the one-handed, swipes D-Hop's head, and then get your hands off of me. Joining us now to hopefully explain this, jeez Louise, moment from last night, senior NFL insider from ESPN, Adam Schefter.
Hey, Schefter.
Schefter, you look amazing. Thank you for waiting alongside of us. We have no idea how long this segment's going to be every single week, especially because we just started it. But that type of interaction, how do we think the league plays this out? Do we think they shake hands, move on, that kid's banned? You think Lamar high fives? What do you think happens there?
I think it provides a good time for the league to remind players not to touch the fans, but clearly the Bills should be taking action against that particular fan because no fan should ever be allowed to touch a player. They shouldn't be close enough to do that. And I don't think Lamar was right for doing it. I understand why he did it, but to me, there shouldn't be any discipline involved here.
Agreed.
Everybody's got to keep that. Everybody's got to keep their hands to themselves. And to me, this would be a time for the league to send out a warning, reminding players not to get involved with fans if they can.
See, on the complete flip side, I wasn't saying there was anything wrong with Lamar there. So this is the non.
Shefty's never played a game.
We're going that route again.
We're joking. But I immediately, as soon as I watched it, I'm like, yeah, don't hit my teammate in the head. Don't hit me in the head. Like, that is literally my first thought. Happy to hear it out of the Bills and the Ravens. Let's move along. Yeah. Hey, what are the big storylines coming out of yesterday that we should maybe pay attention to, pal?
All right, Pat, let's rip them off for you. I think we start with the New York Giants and the fact that Brian Daboll, the head coach, declined to commit to Russell Wilson as his starting quarterback after the game, despite repeated chances to do so. The time to go to Jaxson Dart, the Giants' rookie first-round draft pick, is coming. We don't know whether it's going to be this week, next month, but make no mistake about it, Jaxson Dart's time as the starting quarterback of the Giants is coming. We had a number of notable tight end injuries. Brock Bowers left the game with a knee injury that he said after the game he didn't think was serious. George Kittle, the great 49ers tight end, left the game with a hamstring injury early on, did not return. You would have to figure that would sideline him for a little bit here, and the Broncos tight end Evan Ingram left the game with a calf injury. We'll see if he misses any time. And to talk about the entire week as well, we'll probably hear something from the NFL today regarding Jalen Carter and his spitting incident with Dak Prescott. We'll see whether the league decides to take additional action. Usually in the past, they have not. They've let the one-game suspension stand. In this particular case, I think back to what Troy Vincent, the NFL executive vice president, told NFL executives and GMs and coaches at the owners' meetings in the spring. He said, we are not going to tolerate anything that demeans the game. We want only good sportsmanship, and there'll be zero tolerance involved. We'll see how the league decides to handle that. And in regards to tonight's game, the Vikings and Bears, Harrison Smith did not make the trip for the Minnesota Vikings.
Wow.
The Vikings have, but the Chicago Bears have no sympathy for the Vikings because they have a number of question marks around a number of their defensive backs. Jalen Johnson listed as questionable. I don't know that he's going to go tonight. I have my doubts about whether he's going to play tonight. Tyler Gordon put on the injury report with a hamstring injury. I don't know that he's going to play tonight.
Oh, no.
So the Bears could be down Jalen Johnson. They could be down Kyler Gordon. They could be down any number of defensive backs as J.J. McCarthy makes his first NFL start. People forget that. He didn't play at all last year. He was the only quarterback from the great class of 2024 that didn't take a snap in a regular season game. He gets to start tonight, and Pat, he grew up in Chicago as a Bears fan, the first ever NFL game he attended. The very first NFL game that he ever attended was at Soldier Field, Bears-Vikings. Remember the game where Adrian Peterson ripped off those runs as a rookie running back? That was J.J. McCarthy's first game as an NFL fan tonight. He'll have the opportunity to go and be the starting quarterback for the Vikings, and you have to figure some young Chicago Bears fan is going to be going to his first game tonight, and he'll get to see J.J. McCarthy in uniform against a depleted Bears secondary.
Well, shout out to that future J.J. McCarthy that's attending his first ever game tonight, Monday Night Football. Let's have a good one. Congrats to J.J. McCarthy having this be his debut. What a magical moment, honestly.
So cool.
Last season had to suck for him. Obviously, everybody talks about his uber competitive spirit and his leadership abilities. So having your entire career basically stop before it can even get started had to suck. I'm excited to see what he's able to do with Kevin O'Connell. I'm excited to see what he's able to do with this offense. Obviously, Justin Jefferson is absolutely insane on a football field. He's always open. And for Caleb Williams, we've seen some great out of him, right, in the preseason? There were some great moments. And then obviously there is always going to be negative chatter until they have some sort of success. Tonight could be a brand new era for both of these teams. The J.J. McCarthy era potentially begins in a huge way. And Ben Johnson, the super genius, first-time head coach, could kick off in a beautiful fashion as well. So a lot of insane. Russell Wilson maybe not start. Is this Jaxson Dart time? Is that what we're seeing? That's what kind of.
He was ready.
Should be.
He was iced out.
He was ready.
He had it all. I mean, I want to see him do good
Yes.
in New York.
It'll be good.
New Jersey, actually.
Jaxson.
But
You get it.
J.J. Watt did a great job. Feathery hair.
Yep. Fantastic
Looks
choice,
great.
Jake.
Let's talk about some other storylines. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Schefter, a few more injuries happening yesterday. Christian McCaffrey, not one of those, however, which was great news. He looked unbelievable. Are we okay now on the McCaffrey calf? Was that more of like a throwback joke by chance? But then also Kittle goes down with a hamstring after scoring a touchdown. What's going on with him? And should we look for the Niners to be one of those teams to sign somebody now that Kittle's hurt?
Well, first of all, that tight end that replaced him, Jake Tongs, made an unbelievable catch to help him in that game. So I think that they feel pretty good about their tight ends right now. They signed another tight end from Jacksonville during the offseason, Luke Farrell, or Farrell, however you pronounce the last name. Forgive me for not getting it maybe right. So they have tight ends. They'll make do without Kittle. And I would imagine with the hamstring injury, he'll miss some time. Now, Christian McCaffrey, what happened there was on Thursday, he felt something in his calf. It didn't feel right, whether it was a cramp, whatever it was. They sent him for an MRI. The MRI came back completely clean. And obviously, it just acted up that moment. He took off on Friday. He himself said it was overblown. Now, again, when you're talking about one of the elite offensive players in the game who missed as much time as he did last year and has what the team is calling a calf injury, there's nothing that can be overblown about that. Nothing. But the fact of the matter is, it was not any type of serious injury at all. He was ready to go, and they had no questions going into the game. Talking to the 49ers over the weekend, they're like, nope, he's good to go. Not an issue. He'll be all ready. You don't touch the football as often as you did yesterday if it was a major concern.
Seattle's got a stingy D.
They do.
Yeah,
they do.
Seattle's got a. Nobody talks about them because it's so far away. We apologize, and they're still in everybody else's eyes nationally turnover phase with McDonald out of Baltimore going over there and then painting over the walls and Sam Darnold and everything happening. But watch them against the Niners, and I got high faith for the 49ers. Obviously, Purdy throws a couple bad picks early. But that's because Seattle's doing their thing. So I think we should pay a little bit more respect to the Seahawks.
Saleh, too. Saleh being back. I don't know if it was just overall sideline vibes, but him and Shanahan celebrating together after Bosa's game-sealing sack right here was unbelievable when you just look at the Niners coming out and dominating the Seahawks.
I mean, that's potentially a touchdown that Sam Darnold's throwing right there. And the Seahawks beat the 49ers week 1, and we are having a very, very different conversation. Instead, the Jungle Cat Bosa closes the game.
Jeez.
Congrats to the Niners on a huge win. And also, the Seattle Seahawks, I think, going to be a team. Yeah. I'm very, very pumped for them. Now, let's go to a team that a lot of people are out on, but I don't think they should be. They ran into a juggernaut yesterday in Lucas Oil Stadium. Miami Dolphins situations are going to be all brought back to the surface. Everything we alluded to in the offseason, as you may be getting breaking news at in time, and I'm just filling until you good? Yeah. All right, sweet. Everything.
Kendrick Bourne to the Niners in a 1-year deal.
Okay. That's big news.
Okay.
Directly after the question.
Just like I thought.
Yeah, so they are adding a pass catcher. Okay.
Which is where he started. Started in San Fran, went to New England, back to San Fran.
Looked like they could use it yesterday.
Thank you for that breaking news there, Schefter.
Yeah, Schefter.
And we don't know what other breaking news is going to come through on this particular Overreaction Monday, but there is one reaction coming from all of South Florida, and it's, oh, no, we're dead. Now, on that note, Ty has a question for you, Schefter.
Yeah, Schefter, after yesterday, we basically had the definition of what belt to ass looks like after the Colts beat the hell out of the Dolphins. And then a lot of people were talking about, Mike McDaniel and, Tyreek Hill and the body language and him being upset because they were getting killed, he wasn't getting the ball, et cetera, et cetera. Are we going to get like a State of the Union on the Dolphins here? We're talking about teams in need of pass catchers, like, Is Tyreek Hill going to be traded within the next few? I mean, we were talking about it before the show. It just almost makes sense with Xavier Worthy getting hurt for the Chiefs too. Like, we're going to see Tyreek Hill in a Chiefs uniform within a few weeks here.
Oh, that's a big move.
I don't know about him going to the Chiefs, and I don't think the Dolphins are thinking of trading Tyreek Hill now. But if the season continues to go this way, obviously you'd have to think that all options will be on the table at that point in time. They're trying to turn things around. It's one game on the road in Indianapolis against a Colts team that hadn't won an opener in almost 4,400 days, that came in inspired with Jim Irsay being inducted into the Ring of Honor. I'm just up 4,400 days, Pat. But the Colts came out with the fury of 4,400 days of non-opening day wins behind them, and they laid out the Dolphins. But the Dolphins still think they have a good team. Now, again, it's up to them to go out and prove it. So they're not going to trade away Tyreek Hill now.
Really good.
If they have more games like that and the losses start piling up, I think all of us logically would have to think at that point in time, you start looking to the future. But they're not there right now after week one. But Tyreek Hill, he has been missing that big play explosion. It's been exactly a year since he had his last play of over 30 yards. They need to get him going.
What?
He's a major weapon.
Yeah,
there it is.
What?
There it is.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary. Or unhappy anniversary.
It was a leap year, though, so maybe we wait till tomorrow.
Good point.
Jeez.
That's unbelievable.
This guy hasn't had a
He's the deep ball guy.
cheetah. He was.
How'd they get cardio?
He's still fast. I saw it this summer.
I saw him on the field. He was still fast. I mean, he was still able to move.
Yeah.
We caught him, though, I think, a couple times. There was
Yeah.
a couple situations where I didn't think Human was going to get to him and got to him. And him on the sideline, Shefty, he's the number one wide receiver. They're paying him a lot of money, and they're getting killed. I'm happy he's upset. That could be much worse.
Yeah.
You know, so like people are trying to obviously call this a massive crash out and stuff on the internet, classic internet.
Classic.
I think this is much better than what it could have been. And also, I like that he's mad. Like, should have been.
Get me the ball.
Yeah, it's been 365 days since I've got anything. I appreciate it. It did not look good though. Gumpy, do you like what Shefty's saying there as a Dolphins fan? You had a long day in the Loud House yesterday, Gumpy. Long day out there.
Yeah, it was by far the worst performance they've ever had with McDaniel and Tua healthy by far, start to finish. Tua wasn't even accurate. I've never seen him look that bad when he hasn't been hurt, and he was decently protected. He was top 5 protected in the league yesterday.
I appreciate that you stuck in there, though. He did.
Yeah, kept sitting in the front row.
Front row.
Had his Dolphins gear on.
Isolated, sitting all by himself, front row. Everybody saw him, and everybody had something to say.
Yeah.
It was a nice walk home yesterday.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Blue was real pumped.
Very positive. Speaking of a walk home, let's talk about a walk off. Chris Boswell is an absolute monster. The Wizard of Boz has been on a heater for like 10 years. AP Tone, you said just a couple weeks ago, Cam Hayward, okay. Chris Boswell, give him whatever the hell he wants. If he wants an extra $1 million, let's do it. Because the Pittsburgh Steelers, from Jeff Reed until Boz, were looking for a kicker. He has been the guy in a very tough division with tough stadiums, and he very rarely ever misses. Yesterday, 60-yarder to win it.
Yeah, I looked it up yesterday. I believe he's the third most accurate kicker of all time. And it's not short kicks, it's long ones. Yesterday, he had a 56 and a 60. And I believe Schefter was on the call when I said pay him $50 million. We looking at a Chris Boswell pay bump anytime soon, Schefter?
He hadn't gotten one going into the opener. I know he wanted one. I don't think he was particularly pleased about it. But the fact of the matter is, that guy is an incredible kicker. That 60-yarder would have been good from, it feels like 70 yards. And he's been so accurate. And you see that guy's disposition. He's unbelievable the way he carries himself. Great kicker.
I like that.
Tried to get a raise. Hasn't gotten the raise. We'll see if the Steelers budget all there.
Hits a 60-yard game winner week one with the whole new team, probably gets a raise.
Yeah, good.
If I had to guess, there's going to be some incentive-based raises probably coming out of the Boz a little bit.
Like if he allegedly had allegedly had a tree company or something like that.
Oh, you're talking about like a allegedly like a front.
Like if he started working for Frank Morano's concrete company.
Which, by the way, I do think they need some good workers because Frank needs to not be out there pouring concrete every goddamn day for the rest of his life.
Brother. Yeah.
His knees. This guy's knees.
It's a good
idea.
idea.
Boswell's boots.
Something to think about.
Perhaps maybe he's selling fake shoes. Allegedly.
They can find him some money, I'd assume.
I hope
they're able to do that. Big win for them. How do you think the Steelers feel about everything they had going on yesterday? Cam Hayward, Mike Tomlin, obviously waiting for Aaron Rodgers. Huge part of the storyline of the offseason. DK Metcalf has a big game. Jalen Ramsey wins the game for him. I mean, everything that is...
Jonnu Smith touchdown.
Huge plays out of Jonnu Smith. Everything, Artie Smith's offense looking good. I mean, everything that was talked about kind of came to fruition yesterday, and they get a huge win. What are your thoughts on the Steelers' world?
You know, the Steelers won as many games this season after one game in which they allowed 30-plus points as they did in the previous 6 years. So they had gone 6 years without giving up that many points and scoring that many points to win. They won in an unconventional way. We talked during the offseason about how these were not your father's Steelers. They were going out, making trades, doing deals, making big-time acquisitions. Like, we never see the Steelers act like that. Well, guess what? We never see the Steelers win games in shootouts like this, the way that Aaron Rodgers did yesterday in New York against the Jets. Obviously, he took it personally, but they win 34-32. Chris Boswell, in the past, when some team has scored over 30 against Pittsburgh, which doesn't happen very much, they don't score over 30 to win that game. Yesterday was the first time they did that in 7 seasons. So clearly this team can do it a lot of different ways. And Rodgers is inspired, and Jalen Ramsey comes up there and lays the wood on Garrett Wilson to close out the game at the end of the game. Another one of those acquisitions. And so, yeah, that's a strong start for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Aaron Rodgers showed everybody he could still play. Great big win for Pittsburgh.
Huge win for Pittsburgh. Huge win for their fans. Also respect and love the fact that Jalen Ramsey didn't want to disrespect Tomlin or the Steelers by taking his helmet off and getting a 15-yarder there.
Yep.
But also, game's over.
Yeah.
You saw him for like 10 yards. Like, am I taking this off?
Tell you what, he flirts with it all game long.
And it was discipline. It was like, keep it on. All right, I'm not happy about it. Gotta get, I love
and then
that.
cut back and it's gone.
Yeah, and then it gets off the field. I think I'm allowed off the field. Yeah, it was a cool moment for them. Speaking of cool moment, had a guy play on both sides of the ball. How long will it last? What did it look like? We shall see. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Schefter. Travis Hunter was listed as wide receiver 2, I believe, starting. And then he played like 10% of the defensive snaps for the Jags. Weird game with it being a 1 o'clock start. Then it's delayed. It doesn't really finish till 5. It was just odd all day. But what did you think about Travis Hunter? Do you see him kind of going with this route, all offense and then just a little defense?
The plan going in was to have him yesterday as a full-time receiver, a situational defensive back, and that's exactly what they did. He played regularly at wide receiver, situationally at cornerback, and there are going to be games this year where they're going to start him at receiver and cornerback. Now, there have been only 3 players that have done that in NFL history. Deion Sanders, Champ Bailey, and Antonio Cromartie starting games on both sides of the football. 2 of those 3 are in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Travis Hunter is going to become the 4th one to do it at some point this season, but they wanted to obviously have him involved more so as a wide receiver to open the season, and they're going to evaluate that on a week-to-week basis. We might this week, for instance, get Travis Hunter more as a defensive back and situationally as a receiver. It certainly sounds like they are determined to use him as a receiver. They'll build up his work as a defensive back, but it's something that they're going to be deciding on a week-to-week basis, deciding how to use him. And again, guy's a great player. They're going to want him on the football field, and he'll be out there plenty.
Shad Khan, owner's excited for it.
Yeah,
here's him after the big-time win for Liam Cohen, Stoner, Travis Hunter, and the boys to start the season.
This is what we envisioned in January, okay? Yes, sir. It's happening here in September. Gonna go on forever!
Yes! That's right. That's right. There's a man that's invested a lot of money in that team. A lot of money in that team, hoping that they would become good. And it's like you bring Liam Cohen in there, you got Stoner in there, you draft Travis Hunter. It's like, are the Jacksonville Jaguars on the right path? It looks like it at this point. And if it wasn't an offensive head coach, okay, if it was a defensive head coach, I wonder if Travis Hunter DB full-time with a wide receiver on the other side. Because Liam Cohen calling plays. Head coach.
Good play caller.
We got a guy who is dynamic as a wide receiver.
I'll take him over here.
Yeah, we certainly would like to have our side be successful. Now, I'm not saying that he doesn't want the entire team to win. He definitely does. But it's natural. Like Bruce Arians told us last week, he said to Tom, whenever Tom joined with the Buccaneers, first time offensive coach as the head coach. I think they're going to definitely play him on defense, especially after Stoner's promo the day after the draft. But it's like Liam Cohen also like, this guy's a dynamic number one wide receiver, too. Let's not lose our minds.
And you got Trevor Lawrence there, who you already paid. You drafted number one. This is a big year for him, but you're Liam Cohen. You chose that job. Like, this is a quarterback that you want to give all the resources and everything, to put him in a position to succeed. But talking about Travis Hunter, another wide receiver. I know Todd mentioned Tyreek possibly going back to Kansas City. Big injury there with Xavier Worthy, week one, getting knocked out of the game pretty early on with the shoulder. Any update there? What's going on with Xavier Worthy and his shoulder?
I think he's probably going to miss a little bit of time here. He'll probably be week to week with that dislocated shoulder. Obviously, went down there, went out of the game, did not come back. They sent him for tests, and they don't think it's too bad, too serious, but it does look like he could miss a little bit of time here. So you have no Xavier Worthy right now. Rashee Rice misses the first 6 games. So they're a little shorthanded there right now with some of their playmakers at the wide receiver position in Kansas City. And by the way, they have the Eagles coming in on Sunday, and that'll be an interesting little matchup there.
Last question here. Definitely an interesting little matchup there. Hey, Chiefs, I still believe.
Me too.
Justin Herbert looked unbelievable.
Yeah, you rolled through that schedule.
He looks unbelievable. And Philadelphia Eagles coming up next. Okay, they look good too.
Yeah, they do.
They got some questions at corner.
Okay, so let's hope that Patrick Mahomes and the boys go ahead. But I'm a believer in the Chiefs. If Travis is playing, and the reason why that happened to Xavier Worthy is because Travis is a moving freight train, and he got blindsided there out of nowhere. I mean, that is
Great
no
reroute.
front.
Derwin James, great reroute.
Well, it felt like it was a little made pass interference.
No.
Yeah, first 5 yards, you're like, it seemed like they were getting a little hands.
Changed the whole game.
And also, Travis Kelce gets punched in the mouth.
Now that was
First of all, an incredible open hand punch.
Yeah, tart.
I will say. That's a talented palm to the face.
Did you know that open hand slaps are okay? Apparently, I heard that from the rules guy. I don't know who it was, but
that was a terrible thing to
Beast.
say publicly. It was not Mr. Beast.
And Gordon. Anybody else? Shefty or what?
Well, I mean, the Vikings are missing Harrison Smith. They're missing some guys. Obviously, Jordan Addison is suspended for 3 games. This will be the first of 3 games that he misses. They're getting back their wide receiver. Ooh. Yeah, they're getting back Jalen Naylor, who had a hand injury in camp. He'll be out there tonight. Adam Thielen returns to the lineup tonight for the Vikings.
Nice.
Again, a lot of positions in flux. There's the injury report that they put out this past week. So both teams have some obstacles to overcome tonight in the opening Monday night game of the year.
Yeah, but you'll get through all those obstacles and let us know what the hell they're battling. And we appreciate that, Shefty. You're the man.